I'm not leaving till I get this job, sir. This company loves persistence and anything besides fair wages. The job is yours. Thank you so much. This is gonna sound silly, but I don't remember what I was applying for. Oh, well, welcome to Blizzard Entertainment. Oh,
Hey Bill, it's me, Seymour from corporate. We just wanted to give you a heads up that we got a new task for you.
I've already told you, I'm done trying to get Brenda to go out on a date with you. I don't know how many more times she could go to HR before she realizes we replaced the HR department with one of those motivational cat posters.
No, this is different. I'm sending you an address. One of our developers is working on a personal project, an AI that can instantly generate video games. We were thinking about using it to create new live service games with auto-generated battle pass updates.
I'd say I expected better from you, but I'd be lying.
The AI should be on a hard drive in the workshop. Just grab it and bring it into the office tomorrow. Piece of cake.
I'm on it, Mr. Butts.
Bill, it's pronounced Buttes.
Wait a minute, I don't have a driver's license. Well, this is sure a cozy place. Must be it. Easier than I thought that would be. Guessing that's it right there. Wait a minute, what's this? Well, clearly they want me to look at that game. Released June 13th, 2025, Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic is the latest game in the franchise. Developed by Steel Wool Studios, it is their second free-roam FNAF game after Security Breach. This game would explore the origin story of FNAF's newest main antagonist, the titular Mimic, going all the way back to the year 1979, becoming the new first game in the FNAF timeline. So now the timeline looks like 11, 4, 2, 1, 5, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9 and a half. And yeah, I put sister location after FNAF 1, fuck you. The game was announced during the 10-year anniversary celebration of the series last year, and would get a demo at PAX. The demo was in VR though. Steel Wool would clarify that they originally meant to have the game release in both VR and non-VR simultaneously, but found it too difficult to develop both versions of the games at once to meet their deadline. So they decided to have the non-VR version released first so that the most people could play it on launch. Steel Wool would then give Help Wanted 2 a content update, which would just be an ad for Secret of the Mimic. Find a bunch of puzzle pieces to get a teaser of Murray's costume manner, the setting of the game, as well as a van with the Mexus machine from Ruin. Type in the code 4625 and... But after that, a trailer and a very late game marketing campaign. Steel Wool, this is the second time this has happened. Whoever is head of your marketing department, fire them. Seriously, you got lucky that your marketing got completely carried by...
Skylar White, yo.
Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic released to a very mixed reception from the fanbase. Well, let's dive in and see why. The game opens up with our main protagonist, Arnold, driving down an empty road when he gets a call from dispatch. Remember how before the game released, everyone was theorizing who the protagonist was, thinking it would be some super important guy like Henry or Afton? Yeah, no, it's just this guy. You think I'm joking, but honestly they act the same, and Kellen Goff kind of looks like if Arnold got the Jaleel White treatment. Anyways, Arnold complains about just getting off a 36-hour shift, and dispatch tells him to work one more shift anyways, and head to Murray's Costume Manor to retrieve some unfinished projects he was making for Fazbear Entertainment. And then, as James A. Janice would say, title card! We get to the facility, and we get the Data Diver. It's like the Faz Wrench in Ruin, except somehow 100 times more useful despite being made like 60 years earlier. Now, you'll notice you have to manually do a lot of the motions that usually a game would just do for you, like turning the door handle or twisting the Data Diver. I'm guessing Steelwool did this to have the game still feel as interactive as a VR game, but it just kind of ends up feeling like a Quantic Dream game without the funny dialogue.
Ethan, you succeeded. You're the father that I have been looking for all these years. The man capable of giving his own life.
We enter the facility through the side and are barraged by an opening musical number.
Let's put this show out of its misery.
We head into the storage room, and this is pretty much our hub for the entire game. Every time you complete a level, you end up back here. You know, dedicated hub levels are such an underrated thing in video games, and I don't see a lot of modern games have them anymore. Mainly because every modern AAA game feels the need to be open world.
But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
We head into the security office where dispatch gives us the rundown of the situation and what you're up against.
You're screwed. Yeah, you're totally screwed.
We upgrade our access to the building and head over to the power room to solve this liquid flow puzzle to turn on the power in the building. And right next to you, to keep you company, is a lovely human corpse. Yeah, remember when Security Breach was scared to say blood or death? Yeah, this game said, F that, here's 7 hitting corpses. Find them all and you win the grand prize of needing therapy. Head back to the security office and get a crank from the inventory system. This is where you deposit collectibles, which are once again in gift boxes with cranks. We open the gate to the main hallway and...
Elephant green screen effect.
Head up to the warehouse manager's office and stumble across this big familiar box. Wind it and...
Time to play!
No, not yet. We take the crank from the box and open the gate to the manager's office. Say hi to the guy from the trailer that everyone obsessed over and activate another generator.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have Prince Albert in a can? You do? Well, you better let the poor guy out.
We escape through a hole in the wall and Jackie follows us into the basement.
Hiya, Georgie.
I only had the coupon for the first clown joke, now I'm in clown debt. It's a FNAF chase, so I doubt it'll be that intense and... Okay, so the Mimic is relentless in this game. During the segments when he's in a costume, if he sees you, he just starts running like... Anyways, Jackie corners us in a vent and the vent collapses.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Billy. That hurt.
We wake up in the security office where we're directed to the showrooms. Oh yeah, and that was the last we see of Jackie. Yeah, they pulled the Vanny again. You know, where they hype up this one character so much, have her on all the marketing. Heck, they even built a real model of her and hung it up at the demo at PAX. And even had her be the sole character on the cover art, and she has about 5 minutes of screen time. We head back to the welcome show and fix it so we can head into the lobby.
Drink a happy pack heat, but it's black ink. Evil half of the bad meats. Evil that means take a back seat. Take it back to fat beats with a maxi single. Look at my rap sheet. What attracts these people is my gangster bitch like Apache with a catchy jiggle. I stack chips. You better got a half-eaten Cheeto. Fill him with the venom and eliminate him. Other words, I'm intimate him. I don't want to hurt him, but I did him in a fit of rage. I'm murdering again. Nobody will have been. I'm finna kill him and dump the...
And this is where we find out how the Mimic works throughout the game. Whenever you enter a room with a lot of costumes, one of them will randomly spring to life and immediately try to disembowel you. No, seriously, read the books. This guy is brutal. And I guess while we're here on the subject, I should probably talk about the elephant in the room. No, not that one. But yeah, we need to talk about the books. What the hell was that?
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
So this game pulls a lot from the Tales from the Pizzaplex books. So much that an ongoing debate on whether or not these books took place in the same universe as the games had been going on for the past few years. Now the main story this game pulls from is The Mimic, where we find out the origin of the Mimic. Edwin, having to raise his son David on his own after his wife died in childbirth, makes the Mimic to befriend David. David then gets hit by a car and Edwin beats the Mimic with a metal pipe. But however, in this game there are several audio logs between Edwin and his wife Fiona that show how Fiona was alive during David's early years and even worked with Edwin on the Fazbear Project, and is a major character in the narrative instead of being stuck in the fridge. Ah, someone left their bad writing trope in here. Let's see what we got here. We got soda, OJ, purple stuff. Alright, Sunny D. This has caused a divide in the fan base, as those who were pro Tales games feel like they were led on when the Help Wanted 2 update last year brought in Edwin and David's White Tiger plush. Meanwhile, for everyone else, it's been more of a...
So this is Christmas, and what have we done?
Anyways, we find a cassette tape telling us how to fix the elevator, narrated by Edwin's wife Fiona.
And please, bear in mind, if anything does go wrong, we want you to know that it's not your fault. It's another one of life's speed bumps. Don't let it bring you down, and think of it as a learning experience. We love you.
You know, I needed that message. When I first got to this part, my cat Nando went missing. Don't worry, we found him. And I found the sentiment really reassuring. But in the game context, what? I'm underneath an elevator. It ain't a speed bump in life if I mess up. Once that elevator is done with me, if you put what's left of my corpse on the road, it wouldn't be enough to be a speed bump. Anyways, we head up to the showrooms. We got the birthday showroom, the big top showroom, and the storytime showroom. Oh, never mind. Anyways, I spent way too much time trying to solve a completely optional puzzle in the birthday showroom, but also I found the Five Nights at Freddy's. Anyways, on to what we really need to be doing here. The Big Top Showroom. After doing another flow puzzle, we grab a free ticket to the Big Top Showroom and meet the man himself, Big Top... Oh, dear Lord.
It's Music Man!
Anyways, we get a free spin on the prize wheel. So we...
Tickets, please.
We get a free spin on the prize wheel.
Tickets, please.
We get a...
Tickets, please.
Alright, listen, you little Anyways, we play some games. I go for the ball toss game first, and after winning that, the power goes out. And apparently, so does my brain, because I proceed to spend the next hour being a dumbass. So, while the power is out, Big Top searches for you with a spotlight. Now, all around on Big Top are mannequins that make noise when you brush up against them. Now, I noticed that the ones with hats had numbers on their back going from 0 to 9. So in a stroke of genius big brain energy, I thought I'd just sneak into one of the other mini-games, grab the ball gun, and shoot the mannequins counting down from 9 to 0. So I spent well over an hour attempting this, dying and trying again until I finally succeeded and nothing happened. And then I died. So I looked up what to do, only to see that all I had to do was leave the fucking room. Anyways, you leave to do the flow puzzle before Big Top catches you. You play another minigame, wash, rinse, repeat until you've beaten all the minigames. Spin the prize wheel 4 times, and get out and head to the roof. Bye, Big Top. I hope I never... Well, shit. Anyway, solve the door code with the hatted mannequins, because apparently that's what that was for. Obviously. Upgrade to creator permissions, and get MatPat to represent you in Congress. Wait, what the fuck? And head to the roof as it is your only way out. Huh. You know, we never really get to see the outside of the buildings in any of these games, so the change of scenery is kind of nice and calming. Okay, time to run.
1, 2, 3, begin! My damsel acts not coquette, holds her devotion steadfast, I have ascertained. But does she feign her interest due to her desire for a virtuous knave?
Big Top corners us, and it seems our fate is sealed until...
Falling, dreaming, talking in your sleep.
So is this how we're gonna get out of every situation? Anyways, we head back to the security office and get our next mission. Well, after Arnold's desperate plea for someone to get him out of there. Anyways, we head to the theater, but to get in there, we need to wear a springlock suit. So we search around the room for parts of the springlock pirate dog thing, put it together, and hop inside. We get backstage where we learn about Edwin's stage director program, a way to make children's television shows without the need for writers, directors, actors, or any real production crew.
This joke was written by AI while the writers were on strike.
So, I briefly touched on it in the Help Wanted 2 video, but Steel Wolf FNAF has been getting kinda political. The Mimic has been a clear commentary on generative AI and this push by big corporations to replace human workers with AI. Ever since his introduction in Tales from the Pizzaplex, stories involving the Mimic have had a similar pattern. Hey, here's thing I don't want to do or pay someone to do. Wow, here is convenient robot who will do thing. Oh no, something went horribly wrong, and we never should have tried to take a shortcut with AI and used humans instead. Heck, this new era of FNAF was kicked off when Fazbear tried to use old circuit boards to speed up development of the Fazbear virtual experience, and that ended up creating Glitch Trap, and that game came out in 2019. And personally, I kinda like this direction. I think it's good for the franchise's future stories to have a consistent theme to drive the narrative, so that it doesn't just feel like things happening for no real reason. And also, people need to realize the very real problem of AI replacing human workers. And so if it has to be Freddy Fazbear that delivers that message, so be it. Anyways, we head up to the stage where we have to perform a live show about Foxy and his pirate gang trying to find a birthday present for their captain, played by you. You have to shoot the targets to keep the show going, while you're also fighting off angry puppets who can somehow kill you. This section sucks. And then the stage crashes.
I need to give a 16-year-old magic mushrooms to treat a cluster headache.
We escape, somehow not becoming a human pincushion, considering just breathing on a springlock suit usually results in...
That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
And we learn about how Edwin invented recycling.
Recycling.
Anyways, we have to dodge Dolly on her little tracks and make it to the furnace room. The Mimic takes over Dolly, and we have to find compacted trash cubes and throw them into the trash chute and turn on the furnace before we can leave. Dolly follows us down to the conveyor belt, so we use some trash to trip her up and make her fall into the furnace.
We engage in a mild amount of tomfoolery.
We leave through the lift and we're completely done with Dolly. That was fun though. I've always liked the idea of being chased around by a hot nurse. I hate you. We sneak past Ignited Dolly and escape onto an elevator. Okay, so are we good? Is it finally over? Oh, come on! We speed the elevator up, and I love the detail of seeing the Mimic panicking to exit the suit and then just bail.
Oh, hell no, I'm out of here.
We head back to the security office, and we're told that the blueprints we're looking for are probably in Edwin's personal office. We have to go through the warehouse, and I wonder what costume the Mimic will be wearing this time. We sneak past Chica and do the most infuriating crane minigame I've ever played. God, I hate this section so much! Anyways, we get past that and head to the admin wing. Nope. We sneak through the admin wing, avoiding Chica, upgrade our permissions to executive, and make our way into Edwin's office. Open up a surveillance room to get the blueprints for the Mimic. We escape through the tunnels only to come across... We have to sneak through the tunnels, avoiding this ghostly white tiger, our only safety being these small areas of light that quickly flicker out. And while this paranormal predator's glowing blue and green eyes pierce through the darkness at you, and if you stare into those eyes, you start to hallucinate more vivid images of your pursuer. Fans believe this entity to be some sort of ghostly apparition, the way it seems to move without being seen and how it's always watching. But I know from experience, this is just typical cat behavior. We make it through the darkness with the help of these creepy-ass nightlight babies, and we make it back to the security office. Dispatch tells us that it's over and that all we need to do is put the data diver into the inventory system. We do that and we're able to get into our truck and head home. That is, until it's revealed that Fazbear never ordered us to go to Murray's Costume Manor.
You've been trolled, yes, you've probably been told. Don't reply to this guy, he's just trying to get a rise out of you, yes, it's true.
The Mimic sneaks into the back of the van and grabs us. We wake up in what looks like the OG Freddy Fazbear's Pizza inside of Freddy, with the Mimic staring at us from below the stage. This is a neat reference to the fact that Steel Wool saw people still think Glitchtrap is Afton, so they're just gonna keep beating it into our heads that no, it's the Mimic. Like, guys, they've been doing this shit since Ruin. Anyways, like usual, that's not the only ending, but before I get to the second ending, we gotta do some recap. So like most FNAF games, or really any mascot horror game these days, there are actually two stories being told here. These are what I call the game plot and the lore plot. I've been going over the game plot this whole time, the events that are presently happening that we are playing through. Meanwhile, the lore plot is hidden in text logs and cassette tapes found around the factory. This tells the story of Edwin Murray and his family. Edwin starts out as a genius inventor working at his father's company, Theatrical. There he meets a woman named Fiona. They hit it off and start dating. Edwin's dad dies and he inherits the company. And despite the dead dad things start looking up for Edwin. He marries Fiona and they even have a kid named David. And he's even contacted by his old pal Henry and is definitely not a serial killer business partner to help them build an animatronics for their upcoming restaurant, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Yep, things are looking up for old Eddie.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Fiona dies in the Fall Fest fire that was very subtly foreshadowed in the last game. Edwin, to deal with the loss and help babysit David, decides to build an endoskeleton that can wear fun costumes and learn how to care for him. And then David gets hit by a car. All while Afton is stealing Edwin's employees and committing what the fanbase seems to agree is his most heinous crime in the entire franchise. Plagiarism. Can't get worse than that. Anyway, so we're back at the security office with Dispatch telling us to give him the data diver. But instead we go on the computer and run what's called parachute.exe. It opens a secret passage, and when we head in, Dispatch suddenly becomes a lot more threatening.
You have made your choice. You are not going to make it out of here alive.
I've shit my pants.
We go through this secret crawl space into the welcome show area, but this time we can activate the goodbye show. Do that, push this random button in the middle, and ride the elevator down. For the love of God! Get down and find the Research and Development Department. Guys, look, it's Freddy. See? This is a Five Nights at Freddy's game. He's right here. We head through the stage into a prototype Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, and are we seriously doing this again? Steel Wool, I love you, but this is the 4th time in a row you've put us in an underground pizzeria for the finale. I mean, granted, it's a different one this time, but this is getting really old. Anyways, we try to activate the stage lights, but surprise, the Mimic followed us down here wearing an amalgamation of the OG 4 animatronics. Again, how original. Anyways, we need to get to the security office, but entering the spotlight shuts the gate. To get past them, we need to drain the power by putting Springlock suits there. We get Springlock Monty, Springlock Bub the dog, and of course, prototype versions of Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. We depower the pizzeria, and fake dispatch reveals itself as F10N4, an old version of the Mimic's code meant to replicate Fiona after she died. And now she's in what looks exactly like the Mexis machine from Ruin. So was this thing supposed to be Fiona? And if so, what's she been doing to get that fantastic jawline?
Oh, yes.
Anyways, Fiona tells us that she needs us to restore communication with Edwin's house in order to convince him to fix the M2 code. That's the one that Edwin beat the crap out of, causing it to become extremely violent. We take a cart to the mansion from the underground entryway. We head to Edwin's manor, and somehow the Mimic beat us there. We have to sneak around and find film reels of David's birthday parties before he died in order to figure out the door code to Edwin's office. But we also get to see how the F10N4 code was in the Mimic and was basically Edwin's robot wife for a bit. What was that like? We get into Edwin's office, which has been blown wide open for some reason, where we get Edwin's last journal entry. Or rather, M2's last journal entry.
M2, respond! Oh, can't right now, buddy. We can do something fun tomorrow. I promise. Ask your mom if she's not busy.
We get into another surveillance room to activate Cradle.exe, and the Mimic catches up to us. We escape to a nearby elevator while starting another fire because status quo, I guess. Fiona gives one last call to action to Edwin to fix M2 and end this madness. Meanwhile, the Mimic relentlessly pursues Arnold in this really awesome chase sequence. Dude goes full Terminator mode trying to get you, literally falling out of the sky in front of you 3 separate times, crawling on the damn ceiling to get ahead of you, busting down a security door, and even catching one of the catwalks with one of his hand, only for the one he's on to give out under him. Also, I didn't mention this earlier, but thank God Steel Wool finally realized that adding a non-diegetic soundtrack to these intense moments make them even more intense. Like, listen to this. This is definitely the best endgame in all of FNAF, though, let's be real, it doesn't have much competition, as FNAF finales, gameplay-wise at least, are kinda lame. Anyways, we escape the Mimic and these weird baby Mimic things and get into our van. Unfortunately for Arnold, though, the Mimic is not done being an absolute menace. He breaks through our windshield and crashes our car before pulling out the data diver and leaving us for dead. And finally, we got one more ending. And to get this one, you have to play the whole game all over again. See, once you get the true ending, you get New Game Plus. This lets you keep all the collectibles you have from your last save as you play through the game again. It also adds one more prize box in the security office, which holds David's White Tiger plush. For this ending, you will need to get the Mimic schematics and have all 25 collectibles, including the Tiger plush. Now, if you'll excuse me, time for a brief intermission while I collect all the rest of the prizes.
Am I supposed to tell David that his mother is gone? I let a machine raise my kid.
You know you're better than this. Come make a star, got your heart in your head, love. No, I don't believe any of it. Just sit down like to start with your heart in a head, love.
Anyway, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24 items. Well, I have an idea where that last one is. After getting executive clearance, we can access the retail showroom. There we could find text logs talking about how there's something in the basement. Something that's clearly not the Mimic. We find the code and head down there. We find another flow puzzle, but this one is missing pieces. We enter this dark maze and... Yes, baby, we bet.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, by the way, this thing ain't an animatronic. We can find its blueprints in the doll hospital. It's just a suit. And it ain't the Mimic in there because, as previously stated, it's been stuck down here a while. So what the f*** is this thing? Also, don't get jump scared by it because... Anyways, survive that, find the pieces, and your reward is David's ball. Well, that's depressing. I'm gonna molest you! Okay, yeah, we should leave. Once we get back to the security office, now that we have all the items, we can play through Moon.exe. It's a text-based adventure game which has symbolic ties to the story of the game. That's something kind of interesting I've noticed with Steel Wolf's flashback minigames. The ones in the Scott Click Team games were always pretty direct, showing us things that happened, not really having much room for interpretation. They were always pretty literal. Meanwhile, Steel Wolves tends to be more symbolic, using parallels and familiar imagery to tell the story. Anyways, we beat the game and get a new glitched permission on our data diver. We proceed through the final boss as normal till we get to the house. Use the data diver to get through these doors, and instead of collecting film reels, you'll want to collect the cassette tapes found in these secret rooms. Unlock this vent, and you'll end up in... Nope, I'm not dealing with this. Staff Lore is dead. We put the tiger plush on this pedestal, and the Mimic comes out to listen to a bedtime story. On the wall, you'll see the order of the story. Complete the story, and you can reboot the Mimic to be a little kid again. He'll grab his plushie and go to bed, saying he loves his parents before shutting down. Okay, so the Mimic's weaknesses are as follows. Big ass claw.
Come with me.
Metal pipe. And bedtime stories.
Go the fuck to sleep.
Secret of the Mimic has been very divisive among the fan base, even more so than Security Breach. Some people say it's Steel Wolf's crowning achievement, while others accuse it of being a Poppy Playtime ripoff. You know, because Poppy Playtime is the most original game in existence with no clear inspirations. I am alive. But the biggest complaint I've seen around is that this game doesn't feel like FNAF. And honestly, I agree. And that's why I like it so much. It's a refreshing change of pace to have a more clear thematic narrative. Honestly, most theory videos I've seen on this game seem to be grasping at straws to find something that the game didn't make painfully obvious. And while a lot of the characters in this game are lifted from the book, Steel Wolf did a great job of explaining everything you needed to know without having to read them. Overall, this is one of my favorite horror games of all time, and it beats out the Help Wanteds for my favorite game in the series. It manages to keep the tension going throughout almost the whole game with the constant threat of the Mimic, and has one of the most emotional and thematic stories in the franchise. I personally love the way this game plays out, and I hope to see more like it in the future, and I especially can't wait for the eventual VR mode. The game already had me on edge on its own, but actually being in there is a whole nother thing entirely. But if this game has showed me anything, it's the dangers of a rogue AI. I need to dispose of this so that it can't hurt anyone.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that.
Mr. Butts? How are you talking? I don't even have a speaker system installed in my house.
I really expected you to be able to do this simple task without any problems. I guess I set my expectations way too high for you.
Hey, that's what my parents tell me every day.
Don't move. We'll send an agent to retrieve the asset.
I can't let them get a hold of this, but what should I do? Jesus Christ, what the hell are those? Maybe if I could find some way to hide this.
Hard drive.
What drive? And who are you?
I am the cobbled.
I threw this together last second. I'm supposed to be in my kid's softball game. Yeah, I can tell. Well, as you can see right here, I have this totally not magic hat with absolutely nothing in it. I do birthday parties as well. Man, I hate budget cuts. Damn, I was saving that for when the IRS came. Oh no, it's locked! Wait a minute, I'm on the inside. I can just unlock it. Well, now I have the ire of an executive of a multi-billion-dollar corporation coming after me. And I also don't have a house anymore. Well, until we find out what's gonna happen next, I've been Bill the Mighty Dolphin, signing off. Oh yeah, don't worry about the cats, they're on sabbatical in New York City.
Well, this sucks.